Maria Ramirez was harassed by her head of information at Grupo Milenio, a well-known journalistic institution in Mexico. It began with calls and messages on social networks, rapidly escalating to the proposition of having sex with these men. After making the complaint, Maria received taunts and aggressive comments from her college, alluding to a provocation on her part to receive the comments and behaviors from her aggressor.
Okay, so how was this case legislated? The girl made her denouncement to the Centro de Justicia para las Mujeres, but the case has not been closed yet. And what happened in Mexico? In Mexico, 80% of Mexicans have suffered some sexual harassment, and Universidad de Guadalajara point that some cultural influences that affect this problem are financial need, fearness to speak up, and ignorance to detect the symptoms of this sexual harassment, which then make that this problem become bigger.
First of all, to legislate correctly, zero protocol had to be followed step by step by the responsible authorities. And on the other hand, the institution had to implement protocols for the prevention, care, and punishment of cases of sexual harassment.
Maria Ramirez would have a good chance of winning her case in America. She most likely has proof of the harassment due to part of it taking place over social media. She is a member of a protected class. The harassment was unwelcomed and based on sex, and she was eventually fired for speaking up about it. This leads us to believe that there'd be enough evidence for the judge to rule in her favor.
Okay, so for our American case, we have the plaintiff Lee Grant versus the company Arch, and this happened in 2005 out of Minnesota in the 8th Circuit. So LeGrand was assaulted by a member of the board on several different occasions. In the first instance, the plaintiff was asked to watch pornography and to jerk off with the member of the board, excuse me. And on the second occasion, he told the plaintiff that he would move faster in the company if he performed sexual acts on him, as well as touching him in various inappropriate ways. On the third instance, he grabbed the plaintiff's thigh. And then after all of this, it went to the Court of Appeals, but they held that these incidents did not meet the threshold to be considered pervasive, under the belief that none of the incidents were physically violent or overtly threatening enough to be considered sexual harassment. And in the end, they ruled in favor of the employer.
In order to improve American sexual harassment laws, we should start by having them. As of right now, all sexual harassment cases have been won under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and previous case law. Without this, sexual harassment would be unprosecutable in the United States. This is a gross oversight, and passing a law against sexual harassment in the workplace would protect both men and women in the United States.